Welcome back to the Keen Bee YouTube channel and the full aluminium off-road toy hauler build. Currently I'm in the middle of filming the episode for welding the deck frame onto the chassis and starting to fit the floor plates. And it's taking me a little bit longer than I thought. I've run into some welder issues where I've blown up the welder again, so I'm now on to a different brand welder. That's a new Lincoln back there. I'm doing a separate video on that as well. But yeah, I was putting the plates on the floor and then I thought, well, what about water tanks and all the thing that has to go under the floor? So I've been welding brackets in under here to mount these big, got two of these 65 litre poly tanks to go underneath. So that's taken me a little bit longer. So as a bit of a filler, I thought I would do a cost update video. So yeah, grab cold one and let's go through the financial damage so far. So all the stuff I buy for the toy hauler, I've got in an app called Expensify, mainly broken down into tooling, materials and equipment. So I'll see if I can go through this chronologically and make sense. So starting off, I had the trailer plans that I bought online from trailerplans.com.au for 50 bucks. I went out and bought all the aluminium for the drawbar, chassis, deck frame and floor sheets, and that was $3,477. I then went over to Swiftco and bought the 50mm square axles, brakes. I think it came with a trailer hitch that I didn't use because I went for the Cruise Master, some handbrake cables, U-bolts, all that sort of stuff. That was just under $2,000. I then swung by the guys at Bob Jane's and bought 5 rims, 5 tyres, so covered that in the previous episode. That was $1,600. And other equipment wise, I recently bought the 2 water tanks. So 2 tanks together were $478 from Road Tech Marine. Also bought some solar panels, which was a little bit premature, but it was on sale when the new 4-wheel drive Supercenter warehouse opened here. That was $196 for 260 watt solar panels, so that was a pretty cheap deal that going on during the opening. I also bought the Cruise Master DO35 hitch, which was $475. So all that gear together, which is pretty much equipment to put the trailer together, so far that was $8,080. So then the other part in this section is TIG consumables, so gas, filler wire, electrodes, so tungstens, cups, gas lenses, all that sort of stuff. It was about another $666. So that brings the total now up to about 8,800 subtotal. So then tooling that's been needed so far to do the job that I didn't have. So I bought a die grinder, the Milwaukee right angle die grinder, the Linisher from Man's Toy Shop. Those two together were $762. In one of the videos you saw me duck out to get some speed clamps, so I got some Irwin speed clamps, $52. I bought the TIG welder, so the first one, the SIG weld, and I bought the Evolution miter saw that I covered in the other video. Those two together were $2,228. I've since upgraded the welder, which meant that instead of the welder costing me $1,730, the new one cost me $1,999, so that was another 270 bucks there, I think. So might as well say $500 for the drop saw, $2,000 for the welder, 40 bucks for a welding trolley to put the welder on. I bought a Ryobi electric jigsaw to help cut out some of the floor sheets. And I also bought a wheel bearing packer while I was there getting that. That was $124. I bought an aluminium saw blade to go on the welder instead of the multi-material one. And some TIG gloves. That was $115. Bought some more sawhorses and some more clamps. For sitting the trailer on, that was another $61. I bought a Milwaukee soldering iron for when I get to doing all the canopy and the trailer wiring. And I bought some replacement blades for the Milwaukee Porter Band. That was $248. I had to buy a 25mm drill bit, I think it was, for drilling these big bolts that go through the bogie into the chassis rails. So that drill bit on its own was $74. And I bought a Ryobi drill to drill that, like an electric pistol drill, for $79. So that's pretty much it for all the tooling. So I guess if you've already got some of that, you don't need it. But yeah, I do have quite a lot of tooling, as you can see in here, but unfortunately they're all the bits I didn't have. It's about $4,000 in tools that I've spent so far. I'll probably find a way to work that into a tax claim, but anyway, you never get all your money back. So that's everything to get to this stage here. Pretty much what would be a functioning flat deck trailer, minus the wiring and tail lights. I have just recently bought another length of the big aluminium for the chassis frame, and that was because my drawbar situation isn't quite working. I think I might have covered that in the last video. I need to dogleg the drawbar, so that was like another 450 bucks for one length of that, for 6.5 meters. That's how much it is. So all up at the moment, the current damage is about $13,700, including $4,000 worth of tooling. So you could say $9,700 for the trailer, $4,000 in tooling. And I haven't even started the canopy yet. In the words of the great Tiger King, I might never financially recover from this. And I also don't recommend it for learning to TIG weld. Anyway, it's one way to do it. So things left to go. Obviously, tail lights, trailer wiring, not that dear, probably 200 bucks there. But then canopy, I'm kind of a little bit apprehensive how much all the materials is going to cost me for the canopy. Maybe $2,000 in aluminium, maybe I'm preparing myself for. And then the fit out, I do have quite a bit of stuff from the previous camper. Like I've got a Dometic CFX 95. I've also got a 60 litre King's fridge in the back of the Prado, which I could change that around. I've got an inverter, don't have any batteries, don't have drawers, don't have any of the wiring, don't have the rooftop tent. I'm looking at the King's hard shell one for $2,500 at the moment. But I'm a little bit apprehensive about how much the canopy is going to take. Anyway, that's where the cost is up to. If you want to take a stab at where I'm going to end up at the end, what the total cost for this thing's going to be, drop it in the comments, and at the end I'll jump back to this video and maybe I'll work out a price for the person who gets the closest. Stuff it, may as well. If you've got any questions about any of that or the build in general, reach out to me on Instagram, Kenny_Brody, or drop a comment below. I am considering drawing up this whole design in CAD and putting it on my website, kennybrody.com, as a bit of a cheat sheet for anyone who wishes to build one of these. Probably save yourself some of the hassle. If you want to see any sneak peeks and stay up to date, best place is Instagram and the Facebook page. I'll try and get a couple updates on there a week. Look, hopefully I'll have the episode with the deck and the floor up maybe this weekend, maybe mid next week, hopefully. So yeah, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Cheers.